don't date, don't do life with, don't get pregnant, do not have sex with liberal women.
What advice would you give to the 54% of remaining single and childless Black men who either want to start families or who decide to ride it out into the sunset solo? I saw your interview with Maggie, the substitute teacher.
Mhm.
And what advice would you give to women who want to return to a more traditional paradigm? So you have two groups here. We're kind of sitting on the fence. What would you say?
For the men, especially Black men, stop dating liberal women. Stop dating liberal women. It's going to help you. Stop dating liberal women who base their ability of what they think of men, what they think of you, what they see of your value based off of the new current trend amongst liberal and progressive women and society. Stop dating liberal women. That's going to help you. If she's independent, if she has some traditional leanings, if she's, she has a little liberal here, a little conservative there, you can work with that. A liberal woman who's anti-men, anti-marriage, anti-family, sees abortion as not an unfortunate thing that needs to happen, but sees it as something to celebrate. Nah, just don't do it. Don't even waste your time. If you're going to pour into a woman in this society and culture, which is already a risk, let's start with the women who should already be disqualified. Don't date, don't do life with, don't get pregnant, do not have sex with liberal women. Leave them alone. They're the ones that's the most enticing. They're the ones that dress the most provocatively. They're the ones that's trying to get certain. It's not that there's not conservative women or other women or traditional women who can't burn you. I just know that they're the ones that's going to be most likely to. So for those men, you can prioritize women. There are still legitimate women who thinks that the culture is too gross, too ghetto, too that there's too much debauchery. There are women, but you got to find them, and you have to look at the circle around them to make sure that she's not an anomaly surrounded by a bunch of women who are fine with those things. So as an example, I got gay friends. They were in my wedding. They can do pride. They can show up to all that stuff. I don't believe children should be at pride. I don't believe children should be in places where men's uh, uh, sexual genitalia, buttocks, and everything is super exposed in public indecent exposure. I don't believe that. The woman who thinks that that's wrong, me believing that, I don't think a male penis should be in a woman's prison. I don't think a male penis should be in a female locker room. The women who disagree with that, don't even date them. Don't even date them, because it's the woman that you're probably going to be arguing with about what sex your child's going to be when they're 3 years old. That's the woman that's going to be arguing with you about your stance on why the border shouldn't be protected. Just disqualify them. Don't date them. Don't deal with them. Cut them off from the sort. Like, just stop. There's no tangible benefits in modern. If it's 2025, with everything we've learned over the last 8 to 10 years about the direction of the liberal mindset, if they think that way, if they move that way, they have shown you that they don't prioritize family. They don't prioritize the Black community. They want to focus on what they can get, and they have no care in the world about the future state of the Black community, because every stat will say one thing, and they'll do the exact same thing that's leading to the horrible stats. They'll still do it. They'll celebrate it. They'll support it. They'll do it. When Cardi B does it, they'll say congratulations. It don't matter. Like, you gotta disengage. For the ladies, you cannot keep saying that you want men to take on certain traditional values, and you keep dating tradition. You keep dealing with liberal men. I'm confused. You're saying you want a man that covers certain things, that protects you, and this, and that, but you're ending up with men who also think like you. Having children and being married isn't top of the priority. So my lens is, I think a lot of y'all that grew up in liberal spaces like myself, it's not that you got to run to the other side and now I'm a conservative, because I'm an independent myself, but I've learned and observed that there's enough of an echo chamber it's on both sides to a degree, but one side at least acknowledges the spectrum of the diversity of thought, opinion, freedom of speech to be able to clash and go back and forth. And then there's another side that says either you're in or you're out. Either you adopt whatever the new standard is, the new trend is, the new dogma is, of whatever the thing is, no matter how controversial, weird, strange, anti-science, and anti-nature it is. If it's on our side and if it's our politicians doing it, we got to support it. Right now, unfortunately, that's the left. That's the left. That's liberals. That's progressive mindset and ideology. And I would have self-identified up until recently as a progressive because I always want to see progress in certain areas. But now they're equating doing what you want, saying what you want, acting how you want with progress. And I don't agree with that. There's certain ideologies, there's certain belief systems that I don't adhere to. I don't believe in. I think it's also harmful. So a starting point politically, if the things that you're saying are missing in the culture, stop dating and doing life with the people who are exhibiting those things. You say women don't respect themselves, but then you're marrying and dating the women who dress as if they don't. You say, where's the real men, but you're giving children to men that haven't married you. So that's literally the foundational starting point is we all know what the problematic behaviors are, and we're spending our teens and 20s and some of us stupidly in our 30s picking and dating and pursuing and being pursued by and entertaining the people who's exhibiting the worst aspects in the culture and in the society at large. And then we're shocked when things don't work out. I want to get with a woman who at least gives me the impression that she sees value in marriage, not a woman who's surrounded by other women in her family and in her friendships that is saying you don't need a man. So to me, that's like there's a whole host of things that I think could be helpful with this, but I think that's like a baseline starting point. The second, believe it or not, is relating to therapy. And it's not to say that, if he doesn't go to therapy, girl, don't date him, or the opposite extreme, which is like, oh, she's in therapy, so she's good to go. I don't do that. I don't do that. I know a whole host of people who's running the therapy, wasting a whole lot of people's time and money. And I know some great people who probably haven't gone to therapy because of previous experiences of what they've tried or what they've seen, but they're still generally reasonable people who at times may need some help or support with a life coach, with a therapist, with a doctor or a fitness trainer or dietitian. And that if they listen and do X, Y, and Z, they'll probably improve. I say to the men, be very mindful and careful of the woman that weaponizes therapy in order to have access to doing life with her. If she's in this space where she loves it, she thinks this is and that, just be mindful. I don't say men be closed off to doing life with her. Just be mindful that if she thinks and she gets to set the terms in order for you to have access with her, that's already kind of setting the tone of how things are going to be going forward whenever you want her to do something. Who's actually doing the leading in this area? On the flip side, for men, despite popular belief, if you guys find the right male mentor or therapist, whether it's male or female, that understands and sees the value in a male perspective, it's best for you to do that now in this season while you're still single. Why? Because if you get more perspective, you get more understanding, you become more reflective, and you become more emotionally intelligent, you'll actually begin to recognize the types of women and behaviors and traits that you want to stay away from, and the ones that are very healthy that you want to pour into and try to build with as a man. So the man, therapy don't work. Therapy, if you work with the right therapist, right mentor, they can show that you talk about red pill. They're going to help you to have a whole new lens of how to understand the species that you've been unsuccessful with doing life with. They'll teach you that. They'll put you on game. They'll show you how to see things from a new lens. Ladies, on the flip side, I would highly suggest if you're serious, if you're legitimately, I don't care if you're 28, 38, 48, or 18, if you are serious about trying to do life with a man long term for the rest of your life, something tells me your feelings, your emotions, and what it is that you like and what you're turned on by probably isn't sufficient as a great screener for picking men. Part of it is your track record as women. When your parents or society or the church had more say, you probably slept with less people. But now that it's up on you, now you're racking up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus body counts and are saying that doesn't matter. And although it's not leading towards the outcomes you want relationally, maybe it does. So the suggestion is, I think it's time, ladies, for you to get out of the bubble of listening to social media and your girlfriends when it comes to mate selection with men. I think you need to start inquiring and getting feedback and advice from male mentors and family members, especially ones that are older and wiser than you, to help assist you with ensuring that you're making a legitimately good decision and not rejecting and ignoring men for superficial issues. And then allowing yourself to be chosen, be pursued, and engaging with and having sex with and giving children to men that are absolutely red flags that you can't see and everybody else can. So, of course, there's way more stuff we could do, but I think those are two really clear-cut things that I think are great starting foundational points that could be very helpful for both genders, honestly.